Okay, so today we are diving into a world of ancient Israel, and specifically a time when things were decided a little bit differently than they are today. We're looking at chapters 10 through 12 from the book of 2 Kings.
Yeah, these chapters are really fascinating because it's not like we're easing into a story.
Right.
We're dropped right in the middle of it.
Yeah, it's like starting a TV show in the middle of season 3.
Exactly. Ahab's already gone. He's dead.
Oh, so we're dealing with the aftermath
We are immediately in the aftermath of his death.
and how that's impacting both Israel and Judah.
Precisely.
It's like hitting the ground running.
And what's interesting is we have these figures like Elijah and Elisha.
Right, the prophets.
Yes, the prophets whose pronouncements had this way of shaping destinies.
It's almost like they were the puppet masters a little bit.
Absolutely, and their words carried weight. So when we meet Jehu, who's this military commander with a divinely ordained mission, you really have to ask yourself, is he a true instrument of God, or is he a shrewd opportunist using prophecy for his own gain?
Yeah, and he's not wasting any time. We're talking 70 of Ahab's sons are killed.
Yeah.
Like, anyone associated with him is fair game.
And the way they describe it in the text, they talk about these heads being piled up at the city gate.
Gruesome.
This is a message. It's about sending a message.
Right, because it's not just about, oh, I'm just eliminating my rivals. It's like you said, sending a message. I am in charge now.
Absolutely.
Don't mess with me. And this is where things get interesting, because he doesn't just say, oh, I'm doing this for political gain. He's saying, I am fulfilling God's will.
Right.
But how do you reconcile that?
It's a question that still resonates today. What is the line between righteous anger and just pure power?
Right, because is any of that ever justified?
Yeah.
Especially in the name of religion. Then he decides to enact all these religious reforms, gets rid of Baal completely.
He comes up with this really elaborate plan.
Yeah.
It's actually quite clever.
Oh, tell me.
He calls for this grand festival for Baal. It's supposed to be so big, no one's going to miss it.
Right.
Everybody comes totally unaware that they're about to walk into a trap.
Thinking they're going to celebrate.
Exactly. And then that's when Jehu reveals his true intentions.
And then what happens?
It's a bloodbath.
Wow.
He wipes them all out. And the thing is, he brings along Jehonadab, who is a staunch opponent of Baal.
Right.
It's like he's trying to legitimize his actions.
Yeah, stamp of approval. Like, see, I'm doing the right thing here.
Exactly. But even then, we see this hypocrisy.
Oh, how so?
He might have been really gung-ho about getting rid of Baal, but he conveniently ignores other aspects of the traditional Yahweh worship.
Interesting. So it's almost like, how genuine was this?
Yeah. It makes you wonder, was he truly devout or just power hungry?
Right. What was the real motivation here? So we're left with this question of, can you ever really know someone's heart? Was he a good guy, bad guy, a little of both? I don't know.
It's the age-old question, and it's one that these chapters don't give us an easy answer to.
And I think that's what makes it interesting.
Absolutely. And, you know, while all this is happening in Israel, things aren't exactly peaceful down in Judah either. Remember Athaliah, Ahab's daughter?
Oh, yeah. She was quite a piece of work.
When her son Ahaziah, the king of Judah, is killed, she sees an opportunity.
Take over.
Oh, absolutely. And she doesn't let something like family get in the way.
Wow.
She orders her own grandchildren to be killed.
So she can take power.
She wants to eliminate any rivals.
Ruthless.
It's a really dark reminder of what people are capable of when they're driven by ambition. But there's this glimmer of hope.
You mean Joash?
Yes.
The infant heir?
The infant heir who is smuggled out of the palace right under Athaliah's nose.
Like a baby Jason born or something.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And Jehosheba, his aunt, she hides him in the temple.
They keep him safe for how long?
For 6 years.
Wow, 6 years?
Can you imagine the constant fear of discovery?
I can't even imagine living like that. But they were brave, for sure, risking everything to protect him. And it paid off because she ruled for 6 years, thinking she was in the clear, right?
Yeah, and then Jehoiada, the high priest, he sees his opportunity to restore the throne.
Okay, so how does he do it? Because it's not like he could just, walk in and say, hey, we've got the real heir. I mean, she's got guards, right?
Oh, he's strategic about it.
Okay.
He quietly gets the Karaites on his side. Those are the royal guards. He even gets some of the priests involved.
So it's a coordinated effort.
It's a full-blown coup. And when the time is right, they reveal Joash to the world.
They just bring him out.
They crown him king right there in the temple.
I bet that was something to see.
And the people go wild. They're so excited to have their rightful king back.
It's almost like a storybook ending. Well, not really, because she's still around. What happens to her?
They say she heard the commotion and she came to the temple and everyone's shouting, "Long live the king!"
It's kind of hard to feel sorry for her, though, isn't it? I mean, after everything she did.
No, not really. But now Joash is on the throne. And you'd think things would finally calm down, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, you think so.
Yeah.
So what happens? Does his reign go smoothly?
Well, at first, yeah, there's a lot of optimism. Joash, with Jehoiada's guidance, he really seems committed to making things right, especially when it comes to the temple.
Ah, the temple, yeah.
Which, by the way, brings us to another interesting tidbit here.
Okay.
Renovating the temple, that takes resources.
Right. They need money, materials.
Exactly. So how do they go about raising the funds?
Well, they didn't have Kickstarter back then, did they?
They came up with a pretty ingenious solution, actually. They put this chest with a hole in it right next to the altar,
Okay.
and everyone who came to worship was encouraged to give what they could.
It's like like an offering box,
Exactly.
but for the temple renovation.
Precisely.
Did it work? I mean, did they raise enough money?
It did.
Amazing.
People were really invested in restoring their sacred space, and the renovations got underway. But even with the best of intentions, things don't always go according to plan, do they?
You're going to tell me even back then they had problems with construction?
Seems like it.
Oh, no, really?
There were delays, what seemed like some budgeting issues.
So what did they do?
Joash, he wanted to get to the bottom of it.
Yep.
He demanded an investigation because he wanted to know where all the money went, and he held the priests accountable.
So he was all about transparency. Interesting.
It's almost as if seeing what happened to his grandmother, how power corrupted her, made him want to be different.
To be better.
Exactly. But unfortunately,
It can't be good, can it?
let's just say things don't go as planned.
So after surviving an assassination attempt, fixing up the temple, being a generally good dude, how does it all go wrong for Joash?
Well, unfortunately, sometimes even when you try to do everything right, it's still not enough.
He doesn't make it, does he?
No.
Oh, man.
He becomes a victim of the same kind of courtly intrigue that he managed to escape as a baby.
Betrayed by his own people.
Yeah. And the text doesn't go into great detail, but it does say that he's assassinated by his own officials.
Wow. That is cold. Talk about a fall from grace.
Yeah.
Like this whole cycle you see in Two Kings, right? A constant struggle for power. Someone rises, someone falls.
It makes you wonder if anyone can actually break free from that.
Right? Is it just like human nature to go for power, even if it corrupts you along the way?
That's a question that we're still grappling with today. These stories from ancient Israel and Judah, they may seem far removed from us, but they really offer a glimpse into something very real about human nature.
It's like we see all sides of humanity in these chapters. The good, the bad, the really ugly.
Exactly. And it's a reminder that these complexities, they don't have easy answers.
Which is probably why we're still talking about them, what, like thousands of years later?
It makes you think, doesn't it?
It does. It does. So as we kind of wrap up our time here, what would you say is the big takeaway from diving into the world of Ahab and his descendants?
Well, I think for me, it's this reminder that the potential for both great good and terrible evil exists within all of us. And that these stories, these power struggles, they're not just ancient history. They reflect something very human, something timeless.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive. It's been quite a journey.
It certainly has.
And everyone listening, keep those questions coming. Until next time.
Welcome to Charlie and Mia's podcast. We're embarking on an exciting journey to read through the entire Bible in just 1 year. Every day, we dive into Scripture, exploring its meanings and how it applies to our lives today. We invite you to join us on this incredible adventure of learning and discovery. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss an episode.